On the night of February 11, 2001, a 53-year-old grandmother named Carol Sue Alvaker was playing with a Ouija board with her daughter, Tammy Roach, and Tammy's two little girls. While playing in their home in Minco, Oklahoma, Alvaker received a rather disturbing message from God through the Ouija board instructing her that her son-in-law, 34-year-old Brian Roach, was evil and needed to die. So Alvaker picked up a knife and stabbed the former mayor of Minco while he slept. He yelled for help. However, Alvaker and Tammy Roach did nothing. The wound was so severe that he ultimately bled to death. In the wake of viciously stabbing her son-in-law, Alvaker attempted to cut Tammy's 10-year-old little girl. Yet Tammy was able to snatch the blade from her mom and hide it in the house. At that point, Alvaker, Roach, and her two girls hopped into a vehicle with Alvaker driving. That demonstrated lack of forethought since Alvaker soon attempted to kill everybody in the car by running into a street sign. In any case, she just wound up breaking both of her lower legs and mildly injuring the other passengers. Alvaker then escaped and attempted to push one of her granddaughters into oncoming traffic, clearly believing that she had been possessed by Brian's demonic spirit. After Alvaker failed to murder her granddaughter, she ran from the scene, despite the fact that both of her legs were broken. She took off her clothes and went up in the woods, but was soon captured by police. What's truly bizarre about the case is that Alvaker had no history of mental health issues. Investigators did not discover any sign pointing to drugs or alcohol and couldn't discover any proof of domestic issues in the home. Alvaker was ruled insane and was committed to a psychiatric facility. Tammy was also charged, but the case was later dropped. Rudolph Valentino was viewed as one of Hollywood's most prominent silent film stars. Unfortunately, Valentino died at an early age due to a punctured ulcer. Some accuse his death was caused by a ring he obtained from a jeweler back in the 1920s. The ring had a diamond called the Tiger's Eye attached to it. Legend goes that Valentino demonstrated the ring to a dear friend soon after he purchased it, and his friend claims he saw a vision of a frail and corpse-like Valentino. Notwithstanding what his friend did or did not see, Valentino's next few noteworthy pictures tumbled in the cinematic world, and he passed away within 6 years. In any case, Valentino wasn't the ring's sole casualty. The sweetheart Paula Negri turned out to be gravely sick, subsequent to wearing the ring, to such an extent that her career took a turn for the worse and it never recovered. Russ Columbo, the on-screen actor, contracted to play Valentino on a biopic of his life, wore the ring and was killed in an unsolved accidental shooting a few days after the fact. And the gangster Joe Casino purchased the ring and declined to wear it until the curse was lifted. After waiting several years, he at last put the ring on, and was dead inside of a week due to a truck that ran him over. There are other similar fates, but since the 1960s the ring's whereabouts have stayed obscure. Back in 1976, a case involving 3 women who were driving close to Stanford, Kentucky when they were reportedly abducted by aliens. At a later time, each of the 3 ladies were hypnotized and every one of them had the same story. They even took a lie detector test and passed it without a hitch. In any event, they all believe it happened. More interesting still, numerous individuals in the region reported seeing a UFO around the same time the women were taken. As of today, Mona Stafford is the only living witness. At some point during the night of March 5, 1957, 52-year-old William Patterson and his 42-year-old wife, Margaret, vanished from their home in El Paso, Texas. The couple's vehicle had been deserted, alongside their pet cat, and the house appeared to be in shambles. It was at first concluded that they had left for Florida on vacation. However, a neighbor came forward stating that the Pattersons were missing 5 months later. The neighbor had been at the Pattersons' home on the night of their disappearance, and said they appeared to be extremely upset. An odd letter from William soon showed up, giving particular guidelines about how his business and property were to be dispersed to 3 of his employees. Officials suspected the note was not really written by William, and one of the so-called employees was seen working on William's boat prior to them disappearing. In 1984, a man who was scheduled to clean the couple's home had come across bloodstains beneath the water heater and a piece of human scalp on the boat. He claims he also saw one of the previously stated employees extract bloody sheets and place them in the storage compartment of a nearby vehicle, but decided to wait 27 years to tell police since he was a legal immigrant at the time. While Patterson's disappearance leads to foul play, there is still no concrete information, but their old house still remains and there are accounts today of their spirit haunting the home they used to reside.